It's not looking good, bruv. It is not looking good, bruv. Breaking news. Manchester City are braced for a big money bid from Saudi Arabia for Kevin De Bruyne this summer, with their top four clubs placing the midfielder high on their transfer wish list. Jack Gorn comes on to say officials from Saudi Arabia are now intensifying efforts to tempt Kevin De Bruyne away from Manchester City, with his contract expiring in 2025. And the midfielder yet to offer an indication on his future plans. Talks over fresh terms with Manchester City have not yet started. Well, my friends, this is this is big news. This is very big news. Is it entirely surprising? No. He's contracted until 2025. He's 32. He'll be 33 in the summer. Let me tell you something. If we were to sell him and get a big transfer fee, is that the end of the world? Or is he that good that we have to keep him for future years? He will be 33 in June, by the way. Yeah, 33. If the Saudis come in with a big money offer, over 80, over 90 million quid for a 33-year-old, surely, just like Liverpool with Mohamed Salah, surely Manchester City would have to, surely we would have to consider that. And I know it's not what everyone wants to hear, but maybe we would have to accept it and move on, just like we did with Vincent Kompany, David Silva, Yaya Toure, Sergio Aguero. Maybe we have to let him leave and move on, get the cash in, and they make a move maybe for Florian Wirtz. We know that Manchester City have been looking at Florian Wirtz for some time. We know that the stats say Florian Wirtz is a similar style of player to Kevin De Bruyne. That's going to cost a lot of money. It's going to cost over £100 million for Florian Wirtz. Could Kevin De Bruyne be sold to try and get some money in? Furthermore, if we did sell him, what sort of fee would we be looking at? Because my club got absolutely mugged off when we sold Riyad Mahrez for 25 million, and people thought it was a good price. Well, it absolutely wasn't a good price. Do we trust Tiki to sell Kevin De Bruyne at the right price? The guy might sell him for a tenner. You know what I mean? Minimum for me, minimum, it has to be over 80, 90 million. Minimum. Anything less than that, I don't really care about it, man. Do you know what I mean? Don't even answer the phone. But to be honest with you, yeah. To be honest with you, like, I did actually get told this, and I thought it was cap. I've had to blur out the guy who sent it me, because obviously I don't know like what the situation is. Obviously you can't out the source in it. But as you can see here, I got told this in December. You know, Saudi is, Kev's off to Saudi. Said, you what? Telling you he's off. I put no chance he's gone in January. Man, I ain't having that. I hope he gives us till the summer, but it could be January. I was told when he was in Saudi the other week as well. Seems a bit convenient. Unless we sell him for 150 million and sign Wirtz, Musiala, I ain't taking that deal. He says Paqueta in the mix as well, but I haven't heard much myself. And even if we did, them clubs like Leverkusen and Bayern aren't going to sell in January. And I just refuse to accept the information that he's providing me. And I say, nah, bro, I can't accept this news. I refuse to believe it. I got told this in December, but I thought it was cap. I thought it was fake news. So I just didn't say anything. You know what I mean? I thought it was just fake news. And now it's being reported by Jack Gorn that this is not fake news. This is not fake news. Let's have a real conversation here. Let me do a poll in the chat, yeah? Let's do some polls in the chat. We need to work together on this one, guys. I want to know, straight up, would you consider selling KDB in the summer for the right price, given he'll be 33? Yes, I'd consider selling. No, not at all. Right, Paul in the chat. Because what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to work out what you guys are thinking in terms of how many people would consider selling him. I'm not, because at the end of the day, right, do I think we should sell him? Probably not. Probably not. But he'll be 33 in the summer. And if the big money move comes in from the Saudis and you can go and get Florian Wirtz, LB, you're the first who says, I don't support bank account. I support the club. There is no other KDB. You're right. And that's why I am saying I don't want to sell him. But if Florian Wirtz is available, yeah, and you can get Florian Wirtz as a replacement for Kevin De Bruyne, then it might be something worth considering. Another thing as well you've got to consider is his injury record. And would this board look at that? Look at his injury record. Look at the fact he's going to be 33. And then look at the fact that Wirtz is available and go, let's go and get Wirtz. Would I do it personally? I wouldn't really want to be selling De Bruyne this summer. I don't really want to sell De Bruyne this summer. No. But I can understand, why some people would consider it. Why some people would, especially the club, because I don't support the bank account yet. I don't support an accountancy firm, but the club have to look at the finances as well. They'd be stupid not to. But my situation with the board and Tiki is I don't fully trust them to sell Kevin De Bruyne at the right price. Now, again, I always talk about the fact that I don't support an accountancy firm. I support the football club, and the players and the manager and the badge. But if you are going to sell De Bruyne, you do need to sell him at the right price. And unfortunately, when they sold Mahrez, they sort of showed me that they can't really sell players at the right price because there was no way they should have sold him for 25 million. So then I started to think, well, if they are going to sell De Bruyne, what are they going to flog him for? You know what I mean? Let's have a look at this poll. Guys, make sure you're voting in the poll in the chat. So 66% of people said they wouldn't consider selling him at all. 34% of people said they would consider selling if the price was right. So now we move on to the next part of the show, the next part of the poll. If we did sell him, because the majority of us don't want to sell him. I don't want to sell him. Most of you guys in the chat don't want to sell him. If we did sell him, what's the right price? So you put some numbers in the chat. You put some numbers in the chat. What would be the right price for Kevin De Bruyne? He'll be 33 years old and he'll have a year left on his contract. He'll have a year left on his contract and he'll be 33 years old. So let me know in the chat what it's going to be. And I'm going to do a couple polls here. What is the minimum, minimum price you'd sell KDB for? So this is the minimum price. For me, anyone given a number that's below 80 million, get out. Get out. I'm just adding some other options in here. 110 mil. Oh, God, I just deleted 110 mil. 125 mil. Right, there we go. You're not going to get over 130 million. You're not. He's got a year left on his contract. He's got a year left on his contract. And, he'll be 33. And he has got a few injury prone. So I don't think you're going to get that sort of 130 million. Maybe if it was a bit younger and had a bit more of a contract, you would. But listen, for me, I would probably, out of those options in the poll, the live chat poll, I would probably say the minimum I'd consider it for, and I still wouldn't want to sell him, by the way, just for clarification. The minimum would be 95 million. I don't think I'd sell him for much less than that at all. And again, just to be clear, I don't want to sell Kevin De Bruyne. I don't want to sell him. Anyone putting any numbers in the chat less than 80 million, I just think that's ridiculous, man. Less than 80 million is just I just think it's completely ridiculous. Come on. It's one of the best. He is the best creative player probably now in world football. The best. And people are throwing out numbers like 40 million. What? And people are saying it's not realistic to get 80 million, 90 million. Yes, it is. Of course it's realistic. He's one of the best players in the world. One of the best players in the world. Yeah? It's ridiculous to suggest that selling him for anything less than 80 million is reasonable. It's not reasonable. Wasn't reasonable when we sold Riyad Mahrez for 25 million. We still went ahead with that. But I don't think we should. I don't think we should sell him, man. I really don't think we should sell him. I think I'd rather him leave on a free transfer the year after. I'd rather him leave on a free transfer the year after. I'm not being funny here. It's not like we've been caning transfers recently, is it? If you look at our transfer spend over the last couple of years, it's not like we've been absolutely smashing the cash where we're like Chelsea and we can't spend. I mean, how much did we spend last year? This summer, we spent 255 million euros and we sold 125 million euros. Yeah. So what's that? About 125 million euros net spend. The year before, 155 million euros spend, 162 million euros sold. So we actually made a profit the year before. The year before that was 138 million euros spent, 93 million euros incoming. So that's what, like 44 million euros net spend. The year before that, 173 million euros spent, 64 million euros incoming. So that's about 100 million spent. So, again, it's not like we've been caning 300, 200 million euros spend every year. The net spend's been a madness. So we've got the money there. We don't need to sell De Bruyne. This is the thing, right? If you don't need to sell him, don't sell him. Don't sell him. And I don't think we do need to sell him. Why wouldn't you take the 70 million if he's off? Because if you don't need the 70 million, that's what I'm saying, Simon. If you don't need the 70 million, if my club doesn't need the 70 million to meet FFP or whatever, why are we taking it? This is what I'm saying. Whilst the club obviously needs to make sure they're making the right decisions financially, if they need the 70 million then or 80 million or whatever, take it. But if they don't need the money, then why are we saying take it? I don't lose the 70 million. That 70 million is not going into my pocket. And you're telling me that if he did leave in a free in 2025, once his contract ends, we can still sign not Havertz, bloody hell, Florian Wirtz. We could still sign him. We have the money to do it. So why are we selling him? Why are we selling Kevin De Bruyne? Our season ticket holders are going to get a kickback out of this 70 million. Are they going to reduce the ticket prices? Are we going to reduce the merch prices? No, they're not going to do anything like that. So the fans don't get anything out the 70 million quid or the 80 million. So that's what I'm saying. So unless the club need the 70 million pounds and only they will know it, and I don't think they do need the 70 million based off of the fact that I've just gone through the net spend and we've not really spent that much over the last couple of years, net spend, then why do they need to sell the 70 million? I'd rather him go on a free the year after. I'd rather him go on a free transfer the year after, just go and get Florian Wirtz when he leaves. Florian might not be around for another year on. Well, I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on with Florian Wirtz. I actually have a feeling that he is going to stay at Leverkusen for another year. I have a feeling that he's going to stay there for one more season. But this is what I'm saying. Unless you need that 70 million, then why are we considering it? If the club want to sell him and they feel like they should, and I understand why some people might consider it, but like I say, why would you do it? Why do we need that 70 million? We don't need that 70 million. If we sell him for 70 million, is that going to make us have more money to spend on players? No. We can if we want a player, we can afford the player. We're not skint. So what's the difference? If it just means that, oh, Manchester City are going to report this massive profit, who cares? I don't care about that. And you shouldn't care about that, in my opinion, because it doesn't impact our lives. It doesn't impact our lives as people who watch the game, whether you watch it on the telly or whether you go to the games. It's not like I say, that 70 million quid ain't going to suddenly start reducing ticket prices and merch prices like a sort of subsidy. So what's the point? That's why for me, I just don't. I would be hesitant in going ahead. I understand why some people might think it's worth it, but I've always said personally that I don't support an accountancy firm. I don't support the bank. I support the club, the badge, and that means I want the best players that we can possibly get. And that means I don't want us to sell it, even if even if it means we have to let him go on a free transfer. Maybe it's slightly different. Maybe it's different if you're a club that doesn't have the financial power that Manchester City have, both in terms of revenue and obviously the owner. Maybe it's slightly different. Maybe, you got to look at it in more realistic terms and go, well, we don't really have that much money to spend and we can't really afford for this player to leave on a free transfer in a year when we can get 70 million. But we're not that club. We don't need to. We don't need to take the 70 mil. Now, of course, another tricky thing that you've got here, by the way, is if the 70 million, 80 million, 90 million, 100, whatever the number is, if that's put on the table in the summer and you don't agree to it, you better hope that Kevin De Bruyne stays fit for most of the season next year. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a Mason Mount situation like at United, but reverse. Man United could have got Mason Mount for free this upcoming summer. They didn't. They spent 60 million quid. He's hard to kick the ball. They're probably thinking to themselves, bloody hell, we should have just got him on a free transfer next year. We've paid 60 million for absolutely no point. It's the same sort of scenario for City, but slightly reversed in the sense that if we do reject that bid of 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, whatever it is, yeah, you better hope that Kevin De Bruyne stays fit, because if he doesn't stay fit next year, we're all going to be sitting there going, we should have took the money. But I suppose you roll the dice. You take your chances. Another thing that you've probably got to consider is Kevin De Bruyne. Does he want to go? Does he want to leave Manchester City and go to Saudi Arabia? Now, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But I would imagine if we've got to this stage here, put this back up on screen, that officials from Saudi Arabia are intensifying efforts to tempt Kevin De Bruyne away from Manchester City. If we've got to that stage, surely Kevin De Bruyne has not shut this down. Surely he's not shut this down. And everyone, I've seen the earning there in the chat, and I've said it in the past, and other people said it. Alvida saying it there. Everyone keeps on saying, Kev will reject Saudi Arabia. Kev will reject Saudi Arabia. Based off of what? Based off what? That he's got kids. Some of the Ronaldo's got kids. He went. Mahrez has got 2 kids, I believe. He went. At the end of the day, the money that Saudi Arabia will be handing out to someone like Kevin De Bruyne on a wage is big. And I know people will be like, oh, LB, he gets paid a lot at City. Yeah. He gets paid a lot at City. So what? I'm telling you, man. Yeah, this has happened in the past before Saudi Arabia. It'll happen going forward. Money talks, man. You know what I mean? And I don't care whether you're on £10 an hour, £20 an hour, or £10,000 an hour, like some of these football players. If someone comes to you and say, I'll treble your wage, I'll quadruple your wage, I'll sextuple your wage, whatever it is, yeah, you're going to consider it, no matter what money you're on. 100%. Also, this is like really not needed at this stage in the season. Like, why is this dropped again now? I had a little bit of a rage about this a couple of months ago when we was playing someone big. I can't remember who was playing. It might have been like Liverpool, like United or something like that. And then all of a sudden, all these rumours about our players, yeah, all started to go off. And I had a bit of a rage about it. So why does this always happen before a big game? Now, it's not necessarily a big game tomorrow against Bournemouth, but it's big in terms of we need to bloody win the football match. We're under massive, massive pressure. Why does this always seem to drop at like crucial parts of the season? Do you know what I mean? It's just frustrating. Really frustrating. God, man. I'm just seeing if there's any. I'm just seeing if there's any other news on this City report being a bit slow on this news today. What they're doing, lads? Sort yourself out and see if Freddie's tweeting anything else. No, nothing at the moment. Nothing new. Mike McGrath tweet. Mike McGrath, football reporter. Oh, hang on a minute. Boom. He's obviously been given some news. Now, and he's just done this 3 minutes ago. 3 minutes ago. I wonder if Manchester City are leaking some news. Let me come to this in a second. Let me just go through some of these super chats, man. Keep your thoughts coming in the chat. Big up to AK, says 120 million or piss off. I'm probably slightly lower than that, AK, but if we were to sell him, I'm slightly lower than that, but I still don't think that we should be selling him. Yeah, clarification. But I understand why some people might. Amar says rejecting 70 mil plus for a 33-year-old is dumb. Is it though, Amar? Because do we need the 70 million? This is the thing, do we need the 70 million? If we take 70 million, is that going to make any difference at all to our transfer plans? You telling me that we can't sign Florian Wirtz without the 70 million pound incoming from Kevin De Bruyne? You tell me that you can't sign Musiala with a 70 million. You tell me that we can't sign Musiala and Kimmich and a winger without selling KDB for 70. I just don't believe it. If I believed it, yeah, I'd go with it, but I just don't believe that, and that's why I'm saying, like, if you're a different club without the revenues, without the financial power, then maybe it makes sense. But I just don't think it makes any sense. I just don't get it, to be honest with you. Off Meta says, I heard months back KDB wanted a new contract. Well, what was that on there? Yeah, it says here, bro, that talks over a new contract have not yet started. Well, and by the way, you know what actually is a bit of a madness, right? I was just chilling before. And I was thinking, oh, what, like, is there anything wrong with my club at the moment? I was thinking, you know what? Contracts, man. They need to sort some of these contracts up. Now, I've seen before that apparently they're going to start contracts with Edison soon, but there's a number of players in our squad that are running down 18 months, 2-year contracts now. I think John Stones, Edison, maybe Rodri. There's a couple of players I'm thinking, what's going on with the contract situation? They need to sort that out pretty quick. And obviously, here he's saying contract talks with Kevin De Bruyne have not yet started. His contract expires at the end of next season. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they're going to do here. I'd look at tying him up to another year deal. Get one more year out of him and then sell him in 2025 with a year left on his contract and maybe get some cash then. Maybe because then he'll be 34 and then get Florian Wirtz if he's still available. Mate, it's all popping off, bro. It's all popping off, mate. Look at the news. Is this not a little bit of a coincidence? Yeah? What time was that? What time did that news come out about Kevin De Bruyne? An hour ago, Jack Gord released news that our best player might be leaving for Saudi Arabia in the summer. And then what? Less than an hour later, we get news that City are looking to sign Lucas Paqueta. This sounds like City have gone, get some news out there. Get some news out there, man. Manchester City are interested in Lucas Paqueta as a potential summer signing. Should clubs move for Bernardo Silva? The 26-year-old remains a player Manchester City admire, and he's seen as a player who could play in their midfield if interest in Bernardo Silva ramps up. From Mike McGrath. Yeah, well, we got some of this news a couple of days ago. So it's not entirely surprising. It's just quite interesting that news has just come out now from Mike McGrath an hour after the Kevin De Bruyne news comes out. Big up Mancunian Way with the super chat says, massive no for me. We saw the lack of experience lost after Gundogan, Mahrez, etc. We can't replace that new contract 100%. Always make money, says Mancunian Way. Well, etc. We can't replace that. Oh, we can't replace experience. Yeah, sign him up on a new contract. Got you. And then he says, players have publicly talked about leaving Saudi. Why would he go there? Yes, money, but look at the players now begging to come back. Listen, mate, let me tell you something, yeah? I say it again. If they say to Kevin De Bruyne £1 million a week, £1 million a week, £750,000 a week, it's free. It's difficult to reject that, bro. It's difficult to reject that. No matter your morals, no matter what, no matter whether you want to play in Europe and play Champions League, you know, whatever. If someone offers you 700 grand a week, tax free, yeah, fair dues, yeah, if you reject that. Let me just say that straight. Fair effing play if you reject that. If you reject that. Well, listen, this is it, Elder. It's not just money, it's wealth. It's like, do you know when Oscar left? This is what I said before about this is not new. Remember Oscar, Chelsea? You're telling me Oscar wasn't making a lot of money at Chelsea? He's playing a Premier League football, mate. He's playing Champions League football, winning trophies, playing for Brazil. You're telling me he was skint? That guy still went off to China. That guy sacrificed his international career to go get the bag in China. So it's not new. This is why this whole Saudi thing for me was a bit like, you know what I mean? Because it's not new, and people just started slagging them off. People have done this in the past. The Premier League do it. The Premier League do it. The Premier League pay higher wages than everyone else. It's exactly the same. China started doing it. MLS done it for a bit. And now Saudi are doing it. And if they're offering him a lot of money, tax-free, like I say, it is what it is. If you leave under 2 years, it's 45% tax. Or just the 350 grand or 400 grand a week then, Martin. Honestly, man. Honestly. Yeah, honestly, this is interesting news. And like I say, if you've not already seen it before, I did get told this information in December. I just didn't believe it. That's why I never mentioned it on any streams, because I just thought it was cap. I thought, no chance, not having that. And obviously, the news has now come out from Jack Gorn, good source. Let's have a look what this guy's saying about Lucas Paqueta, by the way, because this is an exclusive. This is an exclusive, apparently. Let's have a look at this. Man City could make move for West Ham winger Lucas Paqueta should Bernardo Silva leave this summer. Exclusive. Club are keen on the Brazilian, but any deal last year was ended by the FA. Yeah, we know that, mate. Oh, bloody hell, man. Why is everything behind a paywall these days? Everything. Paywall, man. Honestly. I'd rather watch an ad, you know what I mean? Just give me an ad, a little video, 20-second video about, I don't know, Gillette shavers, and I'll watch that, and then boom, I can unlock the article. Ridiculous these days, isn't it? Jesus. Oh, let me see some of the comments on. Should we see some of the comments on the City Extra post? See what people are saying. Where is it? There we go. Go down. Okay. Let's have a look what people are saying. Let's see what people are saying on the post. Not a chance Kev wants to play in Saudi at this point in his career. Based off of what? What's that based off of, by the way? What? I don't get that. I don't get why people keep saying that. What? Based off of what? Has he said something? Genuinely asking a question. Has he said something? Sell him. He's injury prone now, says Big Baby. Ah, Leonen. Yo, big up Leonen. Says, didn't Kevin say he would maybe consider MLS, but he would never go to Saudi? Has he said that? Did he say that then? Kevin De Bruyne said he'd never go to Saudi. Is that true? Yeah, Martin, get on it, bro. Get on the pre-match tomorrow. I'll send you the link tomorrow. Big up Karl. Says Kev wants to finish his career at City. Simple. Karl didn't know. Big up Karl. Everyone get on Karl. He's ITK. He says City he wants to stay at City. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Keep dreaming, says Carrie. We are not selling, says Gold. Don't let them bid. Reject it and put not for sale tag on him, says Dara. We don't want your money. I agree. We don't need the money. KDB is finished. He should go to MLS now, says Ali, the United fan. I don't know what that says. I don't know what he's doing. Reject instantly, please, says Sergio Cizan. Non-story. He's publicly stated he wants to finish his career at City. Family settled and happy in the UK. Should I Google this? Kevin De Bruyne. What should I type in? Like, wants to stay at City or something? Yeah. What's this? What's this? Where are the quotes? I've been here 7 years. I love them. This is my team. I've got another 3 years here. I'm definitely going to stay. So what's all this about then? When did he say this? When was this? When did he say this? I've been here 7 years. Let me just Google this. Yeah. Fabrizio Romano. Kevin De Bruyne on his future. I've been here 7 years. I love them. This is my team. I've got another 3 years here. I'm definitely going to stay. I've no other plan. I'm going to continue here. City is my team. 2022. Nah, it's nearly 2 years old, man. It's nearly 2 years old. That could be... He could have changed his mind. To be fair, though, he said 3 years. So last year was first year. This is his second year. Next year will be his third year. Ben Jacobs. What's he saying? Ben Jacobs. Oh, no, that's some guy in Washington. That's not the right one. Ben Jacobs. Yeah, this is him. Oh, what's this guy saying? Saudi deal makers will make a big push for Kevin De Bruyne this summer. All 4 PIF-controlled clubs interested. It will take in excess of 100 million. There we go. There we go. So it's going to, if we are going to sell him, it's going to be at least 100 million. De Bruyne is also a top target alongside Mo Salah, who Al Hilal won and Al Ittihad tried for last summer. Casemiro, Rafael Varane, blah, blah, blah. More here on summer plans and how the Saudi quotas for foreign players will change things. 10 foreigners allowed, only 8. Although only 8 in SPL matchday squads instead of 8. So, if we do sell him, it's going to be 100 mil minimum. Okay, that's a good price. I still don't think we should sell. Because we don't need the cash. If we needed the cash, fairs. But we don't need the cash. So why would you sell? Right, I'm going to make it really, 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 really simple. I'm going to make it really simple in the poll. Yeah. Bid from Saudi for KDB. 100 mil cash. Accept. Reject. Accept the 100 mil. Reject the 100 mil. Guys, simple poll. Simple poll. Don't need to overcomplicate things. I'm going to let you know which I'm clicking, but you probably already know. Cast your vote. It's £100 million bid this summer for Kevin De Bruyne. He's 33 years old. He's got 1 year left on his contract. Do you accept it or reject it? And by the way, if you do accept it, you best go and get me Florian Wirtz, brev, yeah? Or Musiala or someone like that. Because if we've already seen a little bit this year, the loss of goals from Ilkay Gundogan and Mahrez and how that's affected the team. If you go and accept the £100 million from Kevin De Bruyne, you're losing. How many goals and assists you're losing from Kevin De Bruyne? Let's have a look. Stats, competition. Last year, 7 goals, 18 assists. The year before, 15 goals, 8 assists. The year before, 6 and 12. Yeah, you're looking at around anywhere between 20. You got 33 the year before that. Anywhere between like 18 and 26 goal involvements from a midfielder. So you have to go and replace him with someone who gets goals and assists. You have to. And you need to go in big. Let's have a look at the poll. Yo, big up the chat, man. Big up the chat. The chat don't support bank accounts. The chat don't support accountancy firms. The chat is saying 80% of people would reject the £100 million. 20% of people would accept the £100 million. I'm with the reject. I reject it, man. But if you did accept it, you've got to go and get Florian Wirtz or something like that. Well, this is what I'm saying, Tekken Games. We don't need the 100 mil. We don't need to sell. I was actually going to watch this before, you know. The documentary, Kev said, I want to try and help the team for the next 6 months and we'll see. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. This is it, gents. This is it. This is it. And by the way, yeah, it was only like last week we was all saying on stream, oh, I reckon Kevin De Bruyne can play till he's 38 now. And now we're selling him at 33. Ah. Don't do it, Brev. Don't leave, Kev. I'd keep him for another year and then go for Wirtz the year after. I don't think Wirtz is leaving this summer. I think Wirtz is staying. But then again, Xavi Alonso's gonna leave. So if Xavi Alonso leaves, he might be like, yeah, I'm going as well. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when Kante left Leicester and they all just got off, they were all like, sin a bit, mate. You know what I mean? Maybe it's going to be sort of like that. Stress. High stress situation. Let me just see if there's anything else because there's loads of news that keeps on dropping here. There's loads of news that keeps on dropping on the transfers. I find it really interesting. Really, really interesting that this Lucas Paqueta news has just broken an hour after this Kevin De Bruyne news comes out. You do often see this from clubs. You do often see this from clubs when like bad news comes out, whether it be a result, whether it be a transfer, that they'll force some good news out there. I can't play it. You know what, bro? City have this mad copyright thing on it. If you watch anything on their channel now, they just copyright you straight away. I genuinely can't watch the Kev interview. It'll just copyright me straight away. I don't know why. Don't know why. They just do it now, which is annoying. Because remember when we used to do the like reaction videos to like signings and that? We can't do that anymore because they've blocked it, which is annoying. JT says no point in delaying the inevitable. I don't know. Yeah, I agree, by the way, on this. By Lawrence says Paqueta is more Bernardo replacement. I agree. Paqueta is not a replacement for Kevin De Bruyne. Paqueta is a replacement for Bernardo Silva. Florian Wirtz would be the replacement for Kevin De Bruyne. And if that costs 125 mil, then that's what we should pay. But we don't have to sell Kevin De Bruyne to fund it, man. This is the point I'm trying to make. We do not need to sell to buy. We are not a sell to buy club. And I think you can get at least one more season out of him. So I wouldn't be against either letting him just see out his contract and then he just leaves on a free. Yeah. Or getting to sign a 1-year contract extension and leave at the end of next season, albeit probably for a slightly lower fee because he'll be 34 years old. But yeah, man, crazy. I was actually just about to go out and then I seen the news. I was like, you know what? Let me go live and have a bit of a chat about it. But I just don't know why this news always seems to drop. Like why does this news seem to drop before like a big game? Like whenever we get bad news, it's weird. Did they do it on purpose? Is it just a coincidence? Am I looking into it a little bit too much? I don't know. I did have a rant about it a couple of months ago, if you remember. Yeah, let's see what people say. Yo, big up cool guy, by the way. Says we know City don't need Kevin money to buy new players unless Kevin wants more money. Don't think he or his family would move to Saudi Arabia. Listen, I don't know. I don't know what he wants. A lot of people seem to be saying he don't want to go. He don't want to go Saudi Arabia. I don't know where that's come from. Has he ever said that? If he has, fairs. But I don't know if he's ever said that. If he has said it, then feel free to send me the link where he said it so I can see what he's saying. But people always want more money, bro. That's you know what I mean. You only have to look at some of these billionaires and trillionaires, bro, that they never stop, and that just goes down to everyone. You know, you want more money. Everyone wants pay rises. I want pay rises. You want pay rises. And not, just because he's on like 300 grand a week, 400 grand a week, if he gets offered 700 tax free and mil tax free, like, and it's still difficult to turn that down. And someone in the chat said before, it's easier to turn down when you got £100 million in your bank account, probably. But you know what it's like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, they've all gone there for a reason. All these players that have gone there are all rich. Ronaldo was rich. Benzema was rich. Kante was rich. Mahrez was rich. All these players are rich. They all have money. They all still went. They all still went. So why wouldn't Kevin De Bruyne go? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't he go? I just don't get why there's a lot of people saying he wouldn't go. And I just don't know why people are saying that. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what he does. This better not be another Gundogan situation where KDB isn't happy with a year or two offer from City. I don't know. Who knows? Says Lauren. I want to be the best. It doesn't stop. I want to be the best team. I want to be the best player in the world. He said, I still have the motivation every day. That's great. Yeah, that's great. But Ronaldo slagged off the Saudi league and said he'll never play in a league like that, and then he joined. So I'm just saying, people change their mind, man. By the way, edits. I don't want him to go. I don't want him to go. I wouldn't sell him. I wouldn't sell him. Um, yeah, I genuinely wouldn't. I genuinely wouldn't sell him, to be honest with you. Off Meta says KDB could play on a reduced 60, 70 million mins each match for 1-2 years, then come off the bench for Verts. Also, would prefer Verts in this team before Kev got. I agree with that bit of the statement towards the end, 100%. It would be very, 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 very wise of Manchester City to sign Verts before Kevin De Bruyne leaves to ease him into the team, in my opinion. Now, whether that's going to happen or not, I don't know. Because if you say to Verts, all right, mate, we're signing you, but yeah, you're going to be kind of not really playing all the time because Kevin De Bruyne's still there. You'll play next year. Well, what if Liverpool coming for him and like, yeah, you forget that Kevin De Bruyne nonsense, you're playing. What about Bayern Munich coming for him? Yeah, forget that Kevin De Bruyne play, you're playing. I agree. Whether or not you can sell that to Florian Wirtz, that's a separate question. He's washed. He's not washed. He's not washed, bro. Bro, he's played 6 games this season for City. He's got a goal and 4 assists. He's definitely not washed. Now, like I say, there is a question mark over his fitness and the injury situation, but he's certainly not washed, bro. It's just rumours, Bray. It always happens. It is just rumours at the moment. It is, absolutely. But I said this morning on the Tone Show, this is the time of the season where the transfer news starts popping up because this is where clubs start talking to players, February, March. This is where it starts. So you're going to get a lot more of this, and we're probably going to get a lot more incoming transfer news as well, which is a lot nicer to talk about if we're all being honest. Yeah. Tommy's tweeted apparently. Okay. Okay. Well, I might as well end the stream. Tommy says KDB going nowhere, no interest in Saudi, loves his family, loves City, maybe MLS one day, but still wanting to compete at the highest level. Good. Happy days. Right, well, on that note, big up to everyone for joining. Smash a like, subscribe, and see you next one. Well, no, this is obviously good news if it's true. But like I said, I did get told in December that he's off to Saudi. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. We'll find out in the summer. But I'm hoping Tommy's right on this one. I'm hoping Tommy's right. Hopefully. Big up to Off Meta again. Says the examples of Rodri being... Yeah, that's 100%. That's 100%. The question is, Professor, can you sell that story and that development plan? Can you sell it to Florian Wirtz? Because, like I said, if Liverpool go to Wirtz and say you're playing week in, week out, if Bayern say it to him, Real Madrid, Barca, whoever, and you've got City saying, "Oh yeah, you'll kind of be sharing the roles and responsibilities with Kevin De Bruyne," does he want that? He might want to be like, "Nah, I'm here for the big time right now. I ain't sharing no position." So I by the way, just clarify, I agree. I think it would be great. Whether or not you're going to be able to get Florian Wirtz to agree to that, that's the difficult part of that situation. Oh man, mad innit? Right. Well, I'm pretty sure that's it for now. We'll have to wait and see what happens on this one. Listen, I don't know if he's staying or going. He's got a year left on a contract. If the club does get a big money offer and he wants to go, yeah. If he wants to go and the club get a big money offer, he could go. If he doesn't want to go, then obviously he's not going to go, is he? He's staying at Manchester City because I don't think he'll go MLS yet. It's just whether or not he gets that big money offer from Saudi Arabia and Manchester City get that big money offer. Tone, MCFC Tone. Well, I've not seen anything on that. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, he's saying he'll stay at City. Well, we'll see, innit? We'll see. We don't know what's going on. I just hope that he doesn't go because I think that'd be a bad move. I think that'd be a bad move. Right. I am planning, by the way, on going live a little bit later on, maybe 9, 10 o'clock, maybe a bit of a late night stream. Just no drinking. Just to chat about tomorrow, chat about the weekend's fixtures. So if you fancy it, yeah, I'll be live later on. I'm going to go gym now, have some tea. But yeah, listen, big up to everyone for joining me. I hope that I hope that Kevin De Bruyne does stay. I don't want him to go, but if he does go, the club better do a lot better than they did with Amara's cash because 25 million was dead money. Yeah, that was dead cash. So let's hope that they do get a good price if they do sell him. Not that I want them to sell. But yeah, I'm just seeing if there's anything else just before I wrap up. But I don't think there is. I'm pretty sure that's it. But I'm going to go and have a look at this Kevin De Bruyne documentary that everyone keeps on waffling about because I was meant to watch it earlier and I never got around to it. So I might go and watch that Kevin De Bruyne later on. But yeah, I'll see you later on anyway for everyone that wants to join. We're going to talk about the Bournemouth game, speak about Arsenal, speak about the cup final. Yeah, peace out. Catch you later.